3 days after I was diagnosed with the condition, I created a video especially for you where I explained what my doctor recommended, that's my dietitian, and based on their Japanese standard. So how often I should eat, what I should eat, in what quantity I should eat in, and how many times I should eat. So here I go. Gestational diabetes is where my body is not producing enough insulin to break down sugar. So my blood sugar level rises, and that means there can occur a lot of complications, not just for me, but for the baby. The baby can be born prematurely or be born with low blood pressure, as well as I can experience a lot of bleeding during delivery, or might even have to opt for induced labor at an earlier stage. So it's very important that I control my sugar intake and to do the necessary testing. So here in Japan, what I got from my doctor was it's like a plan as to how to eat. So this is like the carbohydrates that I should be consuming, and for breakfast I should consume 4 of these, lunch and dinner. So that's breakfast, lunch and dinner, and that's in a day. So 4 types of carbs, 4 types of carbs, 4 types of carbs for from this column. And then for fruits, because one of the reasons why I developed gestational diabetes during my whole 30 pregnancy experience, which you can check out in the links below, I was consuming a lot of sugar, but from fruits. Because in the program there's no added sugar, but I was consuming a lot of sugar. So the recommendation that from the fruit section is to only consume 1 fruit during the day, or 1 kind of fruit during the day. Then we go to the meat section, and I can consume about 6 to 7 kinds of meat. So for breakfast I can consume like 2 different kinds of meat. So maybe this is egg, so maybe egg and sausages, or maybe salmon, and they have the portions right there, if you can see that, right? So that is for the protein. 2 types for breakfast, 2 types for lunch, and 3 different kinds for dinner. And here they have like the consumption of milk. So you see like 1.5 for the day, right? And also here the different kinds of oils and fats, and I can have 2 kinds throughout the entire day, whether it be a piece of avocado or some almond, then that's what I should be consuming as it relates to fat. When it comes to vegetables, I can have any amount in whatever portion of my choosing. That's the general plan that I've been given, and what the doctor suggests is that I only eat 3 times a day. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so breakfast from around 8 o'clock, lunch at about 12 o'clock, and dinner at about 6 o'clock. And that's what they suggest, and that I do not snack in between. That was about in my 31st week of pregnancy. Now I'm in my 36th week of pregnancy. And have I been following that strict diet? To some extent. I do eat only 3 times a day. However, I realize that the portions are just too large for me to consume. Like to consume 4 different kinds of carbs at breakfast, that's a lot. And then I realize that if I do that, then my glucose level just shoots right up. And then I have to do something to get it back down. So I actually don't eat as much as is recommended. However, I still only have 3 meals a day. So you can look at my pictures and see what I eat. I may have like 2 eggs in the mornings and then fried plantains with avocado and some tomato and spinach. Woo! Now that's delicious. Ooh! And not even forget my almond milk. This is where I get a little confused now, because my dietitian recommends that I eat 3 times a day, while my diabetes doctor, he recommends that I eat about 6 times per day. So I should eat breakfast, then after breakfast, maybe 2 hours after, I should have a little snack, and then I should have lunch, and then a little snack, then I should have dinner and maybe a little snack. And he recommends this based on the amount of times that I have to do my glucose check. So as a woman with gestational diabetes, I have to do my glucose checks about 6 times for the day. Yes, 6 times per day. So that is before breakfast, 2 hours after breakfast, then before lunch, 2 hours after lunch, before dinner, and then 2 hours after dinner. So that's 6 times for the day that I have to check my glucose. And what is recommended is that before each meal, my glucose level should be below 100. And if it is not below 100, then sometimes I don't eat. And then 2 hours after I eat, it should be between 100 and 120. Yes. So those are the recommended statistics. And while I would love to eat 6 times a day, and I did try, but I realized that I couldn't keep the numbers within the right range if I ate that way 6 times a day. So I have given in to 3 times a day, 3 meals a day, and checking my glucose 6 times a day. In this video, I shared with you what gestational diabetes is and how is it that, and the recommended diet for controlling my gestational diabetes. So thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video where I tell you how I've been able to master controlling my gestational diabetes. I've become a master at it. And I am so excited to share with you. So thank you for watching this video, and look out for my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Sayonara.